So Palantir. So this was a pullback and hold of VWAP and offers lifted. So day after earnings. So again, you're going to see this is going to look quite similar to the other one as far as catalyst. Coverage or price target upgrades, positive earnings report. In this case, we did get a positive earnings report, so that's what this strategy fit. So trade strategy, trading on one of the catalysts listed, clear abnormal demand balance intraday, stock makes an opening range breakout that is at least 0.5 times its daily ATR, and this is really important because if you guys remember Palantir, on the day reported earnings, it made a crazy opening range breakout. It basically went like up with 10%, I think, or something. Elevated volume, holding above low of day, pullback to VWAP, holds VWAP, stalls out, shows a change in character compared to the pullback, so stalls out, basically another word for consolidating. Creates a technical pattern to trade and risk off of. In this case, offers lifting above inflection. So inflection could really be like a technical level or a psychological level. In this case, I believe it was 19. And offers is basically the seller, so basically off the tape, level 2. I noticed that they were lifting 19, which just showed me that they weren't able to hold it below 19. So volume, shallow volume on pullbacks to VWAP, increasing on breakouts. Volume starts to decrease in consolidation and increase in pattern breakouts. So for the tape, I want to see institutional activity around VWAP, large orders going through on the ask, large size sitting on the bids. Any seep through VWAP and bids immediately reclaim, so any push below VWAP and the bids immediately push it back up. Other things to look for, hot sector, market is strong, short interest is in my favor, so with the opposite of the other trade where we wanted the short interest to be lower, typically a short interest that's a bit higher will be good because you can get artificial pumps. Then out the money calls coming via option flow. Day plus trades will include a very strong opening range breakout, shallow volume on pullbacks to VWAP, a hot sector, the higher RVOL the better, leading the sector, market strong. So on this day, this wasn't hot sector. There was, I would say, among the other mid-cap, high growth technology stocks, JMIA was also doing really well in the reported earnings. I just remember on this day, most mid-caps were doing really, really well. Stock did have a very strong opening range breakout in the shallow volume on pullbacks to VWAP. I forget if the overall market was strong, but you can see. So potential reasons to sell, change of character, news against me or the market, breaks below level of consolidation or pullback, volume is against me or tape is against me. Typically the same as last time. So the trading plan, find a stock with a bullish catalyst that is breaking out of its opening range. Look for the stock to 1, pull back to VWAP, 2, show a change of character after the pullback. Waiting for some sort of change of character to reveal itself at VWAP to enter off. This can be a change in character on the tape, price action volume. Trade must have a favorable risk reward setup that makes sense. So like the last trade and like with every trade, I'm not specifically scanning for stocks that are fitting the setup. I'm watching stocks that are in place, so Palantir is on watch. And I was watching it to maybe, fit the criteria of 4 different setups, and it fit this setup. It had the strong opening range breakout and pulled back to VWAP, so I was ready to trade this. So strategy equity curve. So unlike the other one where it was the first trade I took, I trade this setup quite a bit, and this is the equity curve for it. Okay, so big picture on the S&P 500. This was before the drops. It's actually funny because I have a bunch of technical levels back here because I made this afterwards and I went back in time, so sort of showing that this was the top and then it ended up coming down, but it had that a sort of nasty day this day actually. Elevated volume and SPY really just had a downtrend day. So this is Palantir's technical analysis on the daily. You guys know, you really know the deal with Palantir. It's been downtrending since, I don't know, January or maybe early February, and then came down, was gapping down over 10%, and then just had this very strong day. Closed up 9%, so almost like a 20% move. And yeah, so intraday technicals. This is the strong opening range breakout I was talking about after it's gapped down with earnings. A little bit of chop, pulled back to VWAP, and then resumed off VWAP. Didn't drop below VWAP once, which is important, and then close near high day. So with the technicals, do you guys have any questions? All right. So with Palantir, the intraday fundamentals, Palantir is going to the day down 24% on the month and gapping down over 10% pre-market. They reported earnings in which they reported first quarter full year 21 revenue growth of 49% to 341 million, beating analyst estimates of 332 million. Palantir also announced that they will invest in Bitcoin and accept Bitcoin as a payment, which is important. So for this trade, notable stats: trade down 389% of its average volume, 2.56 ATR move. Short float is 4.41%, which isn't really significant. Institutional ownership is 18.7%, so not significant at all. And this is among retail traders' favorite stocks, as you guys know. So trade management right here. As you can see, so first off, this is VWAP, and this is a little messed up because price action never actually ended up going below VWAP, as you saw from the other chart. But so scaled in 24%, 24, 24, and 28%. So added in fours, added size every time offers lifted above 19, and that was confirmation. My risk management, I was stopping out once offers flash 1874. So if price goes below 1874, I was looking to stop out, and I got in at 19. So I was risking about 26 cents on the trade. So for my exits, I scaled out into strength, resistance, overextension, tape abnormalities, so weakness on the tape, large sellers, weak bids, volume weakness, and a change of character. This is a part that I'm a bit happy about. I sized up, so I added size and consolidation, risking consolidation low, just really solely based off of the great risk to reward opportunities. Usually consolidations, especially if a consolidation is holding near the upper range, they can have some great risk to reward opportunities if you risk the bottom and you're speculating another move higher, which just happened. What did happen, it broke out and then ended up selling 14% on the breakout of consolidations into 20s, and then I had a hard stop in, and that literally got triggered at the bottom, which was annoying. But it just shows that like trades never go the way you want them to. So my mindset was there was a clear change in character on the uptrend, and Palantir started consolidating. I reminded myself to stay patient, as consolidation at the upper range on the day is very bullish if it can hold, and that's what happened. So that's the trade management. Does anybody have any questions about this? No. All right. So once price action, so this is reading the tape, level 2 in time and sales, and I just explained what I saw here. Once price action faded to VWAP, block orders were being done on the ask, signifying large aggressive buyers stepping in. Once Palantir got below 19 on the test of VWAP, there was large size on the ask, flashing at 19. These offers continuously got lifted, which was telling me market participants were not ready to sell at that price yet. A change of character on the tape, more specifically the sell side, since Palantir topped out. Since VWAP was right below 19, if Palantir broke below 19 but held VWAP, I anticipated large size on the ask will show at 19. If that was the case, I would use offers lifting above 19 as confirmation to hit it, and which is exactly what happened. And then overall trade review, I would say overall rating was an A. The setup was an A+. This was a great setup. Trading on perfect intraday fundamentals. Stock selection was A+. Execution was an A-. Execution was very good but could have been better. I would say I took off size too often on the way up. I told myself in real time, if Palantir holds or breaks high of day and I'm all out, then I did something wrong. And while I did have size left on the high of day break, I could have had more. I put a hard stop in for my remaining size, and I got stopped out at the very low, which was annoying. Not much I can do about that besides manually stop out next time. Execution was an A-. Overall, setups from VWAP and stock showing relative strength continue to work out for me. I'm going to continue to trade the setup and refine it to make it more consistent. Does anybody have any questions? Nope. You guys are good? All right.